All right. What's going on, everybody? We are back. It is Gaming After Dark, take two. Yeah, we had some issues there, but hopefully we are back up and running. So hopefully people can jump back in here real quickly. Like I said, we're just about ready to jump into our first topic, and hopefully Tim Dog will be joining us momentarily. So we're going to wait for people to come in, but we were talking about the new Xcloud. It is out and about, but of course, Xbox comes out with this really notoriously corny commercial. Now, for you guys who might have missed it, all you have to do is go on Twitter and go Xbox Game Pass. They posted it there. Crazy says, "Damn Flickr." I don't know, man. If the whole thing is shit, I guess I don't know what to say. It might be a connection on my end. It's hard to say, but. Hopefully the audio is okay, and we'll see how this goes. So just bear with us. Obviously, there's technical difficulties, and I noticed that YouTube over the last couple of days has been really, really wonky. So not sure what the hell is going on. So we shall definitely see. It might be on certain devices. I don't know. But anyway, we are back. Thanks for joining us. Crazy Greek Dude, Axel, Dravenero, Jago. What's going on, guys? Yeah, so anyway, any more comments on this particular corny commercial, and what do you think Xbox's motive behind? Like, for me, it was not the sort of, I guess it's very memorable. It was very memorable for sure, because you probably don't get it out of your freaking head because it was almost that terrible. But it didn't really exactly make me want to go out and go, jump on the XCloud bandwagon, so to speak. It wasn't one of those like those E3 trailers, when they show all the games, they have the epic music and get you hyped up. This one was like, what the fuck is this? So, again, how do you feel about it? What do you think Xbox's whole point or motive is behind that?
Real quick, is the chat disabled for you guys?
Nope.
Nope, it is going just fine.
I do not have the chat.
And joining us right now, just in time to weigh in on this topic, is the one, the only, the RDX panel member, the amazing Xcloud Tim Dog. He's even got it in his name, guys. Give it up for the man himself, one of Xbox's biggest ambassadors, very outspoken, always enjoy his social media, and glad he could be a part of this podcast with us tonight. Tim Dog, my friend, how are you? I hope you're not too tired. RDX keeps going like the Energizer Bunny.
No, I usually tell them 2 hours is my limit. So I'm happy to be here. Gaming After Dark. Been I know you for how long? A long time now.
Very long time, bro.
Middle-aged game guy. I don't know if we've ever talked, but it's
we
nice
have
to meet
never
you.
talked, Tim Dog. Nice to meet you too, brother.
Nice to meet you. Definitely follow me up on Twitter. I'll refollow you. If you do, if you want. All right. If I'm not following you, just DM me. And I will, or just let me know. What is what is your tag? Or just,
it is middle-aged game guy with a GY at the end.
Okay, I will definitely follow. But yeah, happy to be here. This is a great idea for a show. I like late night shows. And just happy to be here. We got a lot to talk about. I know you guys probably saw my Twitter today. It was kind of raucous, but
you were poking some sides again today.
I can picture Tim with his big old Xbox shield just fighting off the trolls, and it's like, get back, asshole.
I don't understand why they think that I'm I'm Bloomberg. Like, all of a sudden they're like, you got the L, man. I'm like, I'm not even Bloomberg. I mean, I'm just reporting what this guy got. Like, I got like 100. So I was in a kind of a feisty mood today. So I was going at everyone.
Well, I'm glad you brought the spices to the show.
Yeah, you always handle it really well too. You always come back with a dig of your own, and it's usually it's really tasteful. And I respect that.
Yeah, I never try to lose my cool. I've lost my cool maybe a couple of times, and one time to Jeremy Conrad. I don't know if you guys know Manabite, and I apologize. That was like 6 years ago. But yeah, I kind of just keep it lighthearted. I don't really take it that serious, and I get that people are passionate about it. So am I.
Well, the one thing we've learned about being in this podcast community is that you just cannot argue with stupid.
Baby.
And boy, there is a lot of stupid out there. It's either that or they have the reading comprehension of a grade 3 student. Like seriously. And actually, I shouldn't insult grade 3 students. Some of them are much smarter than the people that we argue with.
Oh, dude. You know what? You know my favorite thing about arguing is that when I don't argue often, but when someone comes back at me with like something really spicy and toxic. Obviously, you could tell that they've been typing or texting really fast. So it comes back as like, well, you don't what you're talking about. And you're just like, what the fuck did that guy just say? And I'm like, oh right, he's just really angrily poking at his phone. Yeah, love doing that.
Tim Dog's a big reason I can still even stand Twitter because his threads are always hilarious. Someone's always raging. Someone's always getting made fun of. Jokes, the memes, you name it. It's always a good time.
Yeah,
absolutely. Well, Tim, our first topic of the night, and I definitely can't wait to hear what you have to say about it, is the Xbox Game Pass on their Twitter page. They sort of did this commercial or something today with this unbelievably annoying, weird, wacky song. I don't know how you feel about it.
Yeah, I don't know what I thought that was fan made.
I don't know what it is, man. Maybe it is because that shit was.
Was that real?
No, that was real.
I don't know if it is. It's like that did not hype me for Xcloud at all.
Well, we didn't. I hope to God we all didn't dream the same dream.
Yeah. It's like they took a tab of LSD or something and made a video. It's like, I saw that and I was curious too. I'm like, what is this? I'm like, is this real? Is this some kind of like rogue social media account? I'm like, what is this?
It's actually from the Xbox Game Pass Twitter account.
Wow.
It's from their official Twitter account. It actually says we made a song called So Many Games. That's fucking fantastic. I love it.
The game guy loves it. Noof, you like it too, right? I hated the end of it. I couldn't stand with the falsetto part. So they lost me at the end. What did you think?
Well, the thing is there's one thing being in the radio business in the past and any of this kind of stuff is that you learn is that often the best commercials are usually the worst ones. They're the ones that stick in your head. They might be for all the wrong reasons, but they're the ones you don't forget because chances are you're going to remember this one a lot longer than some commercial that just goes Xcloud. It's great. You got to have it. It's got games. You know what I mean? Like this one, you're so annoyed and so pissed off, or so like, or just shitting yourself laughing that you're just like, yeah, maybe there's something. They're on to something here. And I like what Meg said, and this is where I'll get Tim. That perhaps is a little bit dig at the constant fan base out there. That every time we're even doing a podcast, there's always that one douche canoe that comes in and goes, Xbox got no games.
Yeah, and he wrote a song about it. I mean, that is a troll. That is a trolling song. I'm telling you, it's so perfect. And the best part is, just like you said, it's awful. But you know what it sounds like to me? Like Baby Shark. Like I was saying before. Okay, Baby Shark. Okay, and everybody hates the song, but guess what? Did you ever forget it? No. You know that damn song forever. You walk around, it's in your head. And then even when your kids start singing, you're like, all of a sudden you start humming it. So you know what? Xbox Has Games is now the new Baby Shark. That's what I'm seeing.
Right on. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, but let's move on to that. Xcloud is, I guess, officially out there. I know, obviously, Tim Dog's been, pretty much on this thing, I think, since pretty much it's, it was first unveiled. Am I correct? So Tim, I'll get to start with you first. Obviously, since you're more experienced with it, you've had a chance to kind of see it in various stages. How do you feel about Xcloud? I mean, is this, Microsoft has kind of touted this is the future of gaming. I think it definitely is going to put a little bit of fear in Nintendo right now because, well, anybody that has a portable device, and not just Nintendo, but I think we could potentially see a bit more of a dip in Nintendo sales now that, Xbox gamers in general or gamers that have access to a mobile phone can basically play some of the latest and greatest games anywhere. So how do you feel about that overall, the performance, where you see this thing heading and how much it means to Xbox?
Honestly, I feel that the way Xboxes went about it, in contrast to the way Stadia went, was very smart. They kind of not pushing it on you. They're acting like it's additive to local play, and I really find that they have won about marketing this the right way. I do feel that it's going to take a little time. I think that the performance is good, but it's definitely could get better. And part of that is the 5G rollout. As you guys know, you all have cell phones, and now you're starting to see phones that are built for 5G, and the rollout of the 5G cell towers in certain cities are starting to grow. When that really happens, I feel like Xcloud is going to be in its own environment where, you can pretty much play at a park, or, you could play, in your car. With the 4G LTE, it's give or take a little. I find one Xbox guy, an Xbox person that I talked to at E3, an executive, he said, "You're only as good as your internet connection with Xcloud." and that's very true. So if you are on 2.4 and a slow Wi-Fi, you're not going to have a good experience. But if you're on a phone that's on a 5G or 5G cell, you're really going to start to see the glory of this, or how good this can be.
But is that also dependent on the games, though, Tim? Like the certain type of games? Because obviously, if you're playing a shooter, for example, that's going to rely on, again, you want low latency and high frame rates and stuff. As compared, if you were, say, playing Assassin's Creed, for example, you could probably live with a little bit of slowdown here and there, things like that, right? So really, it is going to be more game dependent, right?
100%. That's one of the points too that I've always made is that multiplayer, it definitely needs time. It definitely needs to grow out. The infrastructure needs to grow out. It's not there, or if you want to play competitively, you don't want to do that on Xcloud. You want to do that on your PC or your Xbox Series S or your PS5. But games like Assassin's Creed, Minecraft Dungeons, I find that the real innovation is these mapped out controllers that they're doing with Minecraft and Hellblade. I tried it with Hellblade.
Yeah,
that's really cool, because then you don't have to have an attachment and you could just really kind of play on the fly. So I think games like that could really have a big adoption. And I honestly, I think that Xbox got this out right when it's when it's really starting to kick off, and I see it to be very good this generation. Like I said, in the next 2-3 years, I think that the way you look at Xcloud is going to be different than the way you look at it now. You might actually look at it in a way where it's now part of your gaming life, and you're actually playing and you're thinking twice. Right. You're not thinking twice. So when we get to that point, that's when Xcloud is going to be a success, or it's going to be really pushed.
Right. So with Xcloud as well, Tim, can you play this on pretty much any modern mobile phone, or is it? I mean, obviously Apple doesn't work, but can you and the Android phones? Is there a certain spec requirement? Because I see a lot of guys playing it on the Note and the higher end Samsung phones in particular. So is there because I have an LG, it's like a Q6. It's not even that great of a phone, but can I run it on this thing? All right.
I have tested the Notes and the S. I have a Note 20 Ultra, so obviously my experience is going to kind of be better than most. But for the most part, I think you can get a good experience. But it depends on your phone's RAM,
right? Like
the LG. I have a tablet that it's a Samsung. It's low on RAM. It's like 512 RAM. Right. It does not run Xcloud well, but my Samsung Ultra, man, that runs it well. That's pretty surprising. That runs it well on 4G. So I think it depends on the phones. But the one thing about phones is that you're always upgrading. So the next generation of phones that we all get in this, probably going to be in a year, that's going to be completely fine. You're looking for RAM and, you kind of the processor that you have, and obviously your Wi-Fi connection. If you have you have a mobile and it's not, it depends. Like the Verizon gives you pretty good speeds, AT&T pretty good speeds. Other ones that are cheaper, but they give you access. They don't have the speed. You want to have a little bit of speed, especially when you do 4G. My experience with 4G is it's sometimes good, sometimes you have issues. 5G on the router, there's no issues.
Yeah,
I have very little, and it's improved from launch for sure.
I imagine it's pretty much the same as like kind of tethering your phone internet. Have any of you guys ever tethered your phone to your Xbox? I imagine it's something like the same there. It works, but sometimes you'll get like hiccups or stutters or something like that. I imagine
you get micro blocking. You'll see the decoder, the encoder sometimes, or in the early days you would see the encoder. It would like scan over, but they have cleared up a lot of those issues through the beta. But yeah, it's like I said, it's in a good state, but definitely can go a little bit further. And with the technology and the infrastructure that's being built, I think it's going to be in a sweet spot in a couple of years.
Yeah, I saw Lamar Wilson playing it today with the what do you call it, the Razer Kishi add-on, and that looked really cool. At first glance, it almost looks like you have an extended Switch, but obviously the Xbox button layout and stuff like that. And he obviously has a good phone, look like a really good quality screen. So all that stuff, and what Xcloud basically is included with Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, correct? Can I get Xcloud on its own through any type of subscription? No,
it's not standalone yet. It's just included with Ultimate. I believe that they will probably. Their idea right now is to kind of make it a free with Ultimate. They want you on that top tier.
Okay.
It's the same thing with EA Play. I think you can't get it with Game Pass. You have to get it with Ultimate.
Gotcha. So I'm gonna go put some Vaseline on my finger right now. How about Titan and Meg? Go ahead, Meg. Jump in, but I want to see. Have you guys played this Xcloud at all?
Yeah, I was playing it pretty much all morning because as soon as I got up, I'm like, let me just check it out. So I got an S10 Plus, so I had no issue, and I have blazing internet in this house, so that's not a problem. But I didn't step out of the house. But here's the thing, though. I had two questions. Actually, Tim Dog, you might be the only one who can answer this because no one else has been able to answer it. I game share with my wife. I know that sounds crazy because we live in the same house, but we have two separate home theaters.
Not crazy at all.
Okay, well, there you go, because we have separate budgets for gaming, so we game share. So now I was able to obviously access Xcloud, but she wasn't, because it says that she's not subscribed, right? Because she's essentially piggybacking off of my home console because I'm paying for it, right, on my console.
That's weird.
You know what I mean? And even though she's getting the games, like on the console itself, she's getting the games.
Yeah, you're sharing Game Pass, right?
Right. We're sharing Game Pass Ultimate and everything. That's just part of the standard deal for the house. And then the thing is, though, she's not able to access Xcloud because it says that she's not actually a paying member. So I did see that on Reddit.
Interesting.
Yeah, now I saw that on Reddit today, and I wasn't the only person who was complaining about that. Someone else actually said that too. And they're like, no, it's not accessible. Now I got a second thing. The second thing is that console streaming, because I was in the alpha, so I've been on Xcloud since January, and I was able to console stream my games from my hard drive. I can't seem to find where they are. Is that an option now, or are they going to implement that later? See, that's something I was curious about.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that's a very good question. Now, are you with the Game Pass beta on your S10?
I was, yeah.
Okay, so you just have the option for cloud, right?
Yeah, that's right. It says cloud, console, PC. Right.
Let me take a look at this because that is actually a very, very good question.
Where's Phil?
Come on,
think,
Tim, you know him.
To be honest, I think that they probably got privy and that you can't share Game Pass. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like you can't share Ultimate.
Right.
Like
it doesn't seem that way. But I saw a couple of people in the chat saying, "Oh, I played Tony Hawk on there today. I played this today, played that today," and I'm like, "Those aren't on Game Pass." So, are they accessing their hard drive, like I was able to do? Like I was able to console stream when I see
what you're saying.
You know what I'm getting at?
Right.
Yes. I'm looking at it right now. and you only have the cloud option now.
Yes.
Maybe there's
Yeah, that would be great if you can access your hard drive in the future and be able to play games you've already digitally stored.
That was already planned. So
yeah,
see, that was already in there in February. In February, I was playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I tried out The Witcher 3. I can't remember. Oh, what else did I put in there? I even tried Call of Duty. Not outside of the house because can you imagine that? But I played Call of Duty and it was fine. And I was playing them all from my hard drive because what it did is it just pulled up my home screen, right, of my Xbox One X, right? So it pulled it up on the screen and it looked like I was just navigating through the regular home screen on my Xbox. So and then if you wanted to go to cloud, you had to like kind of swipe to the side and then go to cloud streaming, and then it had a different set of games. Right. But I was able to access my hard drive, my friends, the whole 9 yards. Now I can access my friends, but the only games I can access are the games that they have on Xcloud. So I'm curious about anybody in the chat.
That is a very good question. I'm thinking that they just haven't built it in. It's going to be built in. But is there a Reddit on this or anything that
I didn't see anything yet.
I saw Easy Money asking the same thing in the chat earlier about can he play his games on his Xbox.
I will put a Twitter post out on that, and I'll actually ask. Bill used to be very helpful with this, but he has moved on to HoloLens. But yeah, I don't see it right now. I just see, like you said, you could just see the games that are available through the cloud. So what I'm thinking is that let me just go back to the old app.
Well, let me just say, man, the future is truly upon us, and Microsoft is definitely leading the charge. I mean, they've got the console space covered. They're hitting all cylinders now with PC, and to top it all off, here they go. They basically now started to crack the mobile market without even having to make their own damn phone again. So kudos to them.
I just have something to tell you, game guy. If you go into the old game streaming app, you remember the original streaming app?
Yeah.
You still have access to the console.
Really?
If you go right now, I'm seeing pair controller. You'll hit the hamburger on the top left-hand corner when it comes up. It first comes up, and then it comes up with a message. You hit that hamburger, and then you hit the console streaming, and then you could pair a controller, and you could do everything. So they have that functionality still built into the old app.
Wow. Okay.
And I think that they're going to transfer it over. At least
I just can't believe all the crap that they're adding to Game Pass with no additional charge. It's literally blowing my mind right now. You're getting this. You're getting EA Access is coming. Like whoa, like
that's crazy.
You have any idea how many games are in EA Access? Like holy crap!
EA Play. That's just insane.
Yeah. So how long is it going to take them to add like the new sports games? Like take Madden 21 right now, because I don't think that's in EA Play right now.
No,
I saw Madden 20 and 19, et cetera. But like, how long is it going to take the new sports titles to enter it? And like, will they take longer or maybe shorter?
Last year.
Well, it's a good question. Either less because
usually like 7 months, 6 to 7 months.
Yeah, sports games die off the fastest, so
Well, maybe. Well, hopefully, Xbox, gives. I don't know how they even made this deal, but hopefully their deal says, bring these games in a little sooner, because that would be amazing. Like, what do you think, Noof? Like what? Like, because, dude, I take it you get every NHL game, Noof? When it comes out?
I don't know. I stopped after NHL 18. Actually, I'm not buying into EA's rinse and repeat formula anymore. Just not for me. I don't have enough time to play all those sports games, man. And if they're not going to innovate, then I'm not spending the $80 Canadian to play the same game with 2 or 3 months. And they're also always focused on the ultimate team bullshit and the cards and stuff. Like the rest of the game seems very secondary to them at most of the points. So I don't even bother anymore, man. So. Just so we get a quick shout out to the chat, guys. Catch up with them and give acknowledgement to the people that are strolling in, because we got Easy Money in the house. What's up, Easy? We got Born Distracted, Try Hard Fan is here. Psychonauts. I think I ran into him on 3 or 4 different podcast chats today. Jago's hanging out with us. Infinite, what's going on, brother? Glad you could be here. We got Crazy Greek Dude. Wilmy Hood. Mr. Wilmy is in the chat. What's going on, Wilmy? Glad you could be here, brother. Psychonauts dropping $2 in the super chats. What's up, Noof, Mag, Titan, and Tim Dog. There you go. So we got some people strolling in. And 8 is here. Long time no see. Free Jack, what's going on, my brother? Glad that you could be here, guys. Fugly is in the house. One of the best names in our podcast chat for sure. Back to it, guys. Titan, did you have any more thing? Anybody else? Any more further thoughts just on this Xcloud? I mean, I'm excited for it. I've always said, and you guys know me, I'm one of the guys who's not against Game Pass, but one of the guys who kind of refuses to go that route until absolutely necessary. But this might be that particular selling point for me that actually decides that Noof Nukem might get Game Pass Ultimate, because just the thought of being able to play some of my top Xbox games on the go is a really awesome proposition.
Yeah, man.
Well, I don't have anything to add to that. I'm kind of I'm chomping at the bit to get to the big topic of
gotcha, yeah. The next topic is going to be big. Can't wait to hear the thoughts on this one. Pong Soul, what is happening, brother? Yes, Pong. We were in a chat the other day there. Great to see you. Custods X, what's happening? Glad you guys could be here. All righty, let's get into the next topic, which lots of speculation going around about tomorrow. If you guys are, unless you're living under a rock, tomorrow is, well, PlayStation's turn to step up and drop their nuts, because Xbox has been wagging theirs in the face all week long, and took a couple of kicks too. So, but Xbox is out there, prices in the wild. Everybody knows that two consoles exist. We know what they look like, and we now know the price, and we know the specifications. I'm pretty sure we all know the specs on PlayStation 5, but where is it going to drop? From a price perspective, I would assume that is coming tomorrow. We would hope. And obviously to take a look at maybe some of the launch lineup. And will Sony also do let's show a game that's 4 or 5 years away, but pop it out there tomorrow just to one-up Microsoft? Who knows? I'll hand it over to, since Titan was kind of last going in on the last topic, I'm going to let him take a chomp at this one right off the bat. Titan, what do you expect out of Sony tomorrow?
Well, I also kind of wanted to throw the other topic in with this one about them denying the change in the PS5 production and that whole thing, and I'm really curious to see what Tim Dog has to say about that.
Yeah,
all right, so let's pick one of these here. Let's go.
Start with either one.
As far as tomorrow goes, like you have to show the price, right? That's like. Mm-hmm. If they don't show the price tomorrow, like what are we even doing here? What's going on? Like it's way too late already. And with this speculation, it kind of goes into play with this, with their supposed, Bloomberg says one thing about them dropping 5 million consoles at launch, and then they come back and supposedly deny it. Mm-hmm. Is that going to have any ramifications on the price, right? I would imagine it has to. I would imagine yields have a pretty good weight when it comes to how much your console is going to cost. I mean, what do you think? I mean, someone
It's a great question. First, let me catch up with the chat. Supersonic Station, what's happening, brother? Freddie Fox is in the house. Dirk Griggity, what's going on, Griggity? I was on his podcast yesterday, We Bleed Green. Great show, guys. Go back and check it out if you haven't already. When they guys started asking Arnold the questions, that was quite funny. He says, what's up, fellas? I'm curious, you guys think Xbox will have another show before launch? I'll start up and answer my question on that one. I think Xbox will have something. I don't, obviously the specifications are out in the wild now, so we kind of know the price and stuff, which is, in a way, it was disappointing because I wanted them to drop it during a show. But I definitely think they're going to want to get out there and actually show off games running on the Series X before this thing comes out. So I suspect there will be something. I just don't know when and to what sort of like how all in they're going to go on it. You know what I mean? But yeah. Anybody else want to take a shot at Griggity's question there?
Sorry,
Tim?
what was the question? I just
what was the overall question?
Well, basically, do you think Xbox will have another style of show before the Series X launch?
I'm going to say they're going to have some type of event for launch, and they'll probably have some announcements there. I don't think it's going to be – I think with COVID throws a monkey wrench into the whole thing. So I do think that they will have – originally – I heard they were going to be going to New York, and they were going to have similar to what they did with Xbox One X at the Microsoft Store, but that was all pre-planned, pre-COVID. So, yeah, I do think that they'll have something. They obviously have XO that they usually have I think that they'll condense both of them and just do like a launch type presentation.
Right. Well, I hear Aaron Greenberg's doing good down in Montana. He's got the Xbox refrigerator and I think the washing machine next to him. So shout out to Aaron. Hope you're doing good, Aaron, and look forward to chatting with you sometime soon here.
And one more thing real quick I just got to add. So there was also CNBC. I don't know if you guys saw that report about Sony stock stumbling after the company reported their estimate for PlayStation 5 consoles production was dropped. So if this isn't true, then why is their stock falling? Do rumors now have the power to drop stock now? Is that what we're,
listen, in my opinion, I've heard this not from Takashi, who's the author of that. I've heard this rumor, and we've heard these, rumblings for a while.
Yeah.
I do think there's a little smoke with it. There's smoke here. There's a little, there's a little something to this.
Right.
I think we will know tomorrow by the pricing. If there's a $399 price, and they're going to have readily available consoles, and they're not going to like limit how you pre-order it. I do.
Well,
think
$399. Are you talking digital, or are you talking
digital?
Digital.
Okay. The digital. I don't think that they, but tomorrow will be telling. But overall, as far as what you're talking about, Titan, it definitely adds money to it if this report is true. I don't think Bloomberg, this guy, is looking to, disparage Sony or put Sony down. I think that's what he heard.
And Bloomberg's reports have been pretty on point.
Yeah, and they're a financial, outlet, so it's not like they're, IGNs of the world. They, they kind of get some inside stuff. Sony also, the way they responded, usually you go to the direct author, and that would be Takashi. They should have originally. Takashi had went out to Sony, and they said no comment. As you're talking about the CNBC report, the stock has dropped to its lowest since July. I think Sony, kind of worded it where they kind of throw cold water on the rumor. But I do think there's possibly something there.
Well, I've got the statement from the representative right in front of me, and I'm going to read this because I think they really sidestep the entire issue. The way they word it is a Sony representative issued the following statement, and it goes, while we do not release details related to manufacturing, the information provided by Bloomberg is false. So they're kind of contradicting themselves in one sentence already. And then they go on to say, we have not changed the production number for PlayStation 5 since the start of mass production. Now, why would you ever do that?
They have not changed the production number, but that doesn't mean they're going to hit that production number.
Exactly.
That's
like corporate tap
dancing.
Exactly.
We haven't changed the number. Does that mean they're guaranteeing they're going to hit that number? That's the question.
That's that good marketing they got, man. They're good at lying.
Well, listen,
the true 4K on the PS4 Pro box, right?
I mean, I had a lot of Sony fanboys come at me, and they're like, Sony can't lie. This is their publicly traded company. And, it's funny because these are the same guys that when there is a little stupid rumor about Xbox, like Scalebound going to the Switch, remember that? To Nintendo?
Yeah.
They will jump on it and they will ride it out, and they will totally act like it's real. So the fact that this is not a ticky-tack outlet. This is a big outlet. It is not. This is not made up by Crap Gamer or some fanboy. This is a real thing that's affecting the stock. And
this isn't 13.3 teraflops.
No, this isn't bullshit. And there's nothing wrong.
Damn, SOC's catching fire, and they're not even in the console yet.
Right. I mean, listen, it goes both ways. Yeah. So I found like a lot of the Sony fanboys are very insecure about this. Those are the first guys to go about at Xbox about the stupidest thing. And they will act like it's fact.
And it's a back and forth there, and I can understand that to some point, until you get to just making blatant stuff up and then rolling with it. Like there's a fine line of ridiculousness.
These companies are like cats in a litter box. They will cover up their shit until eventually the box is going to stink, and you have no other choice but to clean it or admit it. You know what I mean? That's how it goes. I mean, look at Microsoft, right? For the longest time with the 360 and the Red Rings of Death, they didn't come out and basically publicly admit it for the longest time. They knew there was problems and probably knew it for quite some time. But eventually, it got to the point where they couldn't hide it anymore. It was out there, right? That's the way it goes. Let's catch up with the chat real quick because Emmanuel A1's dropping a big $3 in the super chat, and he says, Super Noof RDX MVP Tim Dog is on the show. Hell yeah. Nice. I'd love to see that Tim Dog love here, guys. Make sure you show him some love because we want to get him back. Slinky M is here. Darko's Dreamers, Supersonic Station, James176, Free Jack, Triad Fans, Born Distract, Freddie Fox. We got the list of who's who in this chat, guys. Thanks for being here. It is greatly appreciated. Phantom Kraken, what's going on, brother? Glad you guys could be here. Mag, I want to get you to jump on this, brother. Like I said, we want to keep the show rolling along because I know Tim might not be able to stay the whole time, and we got some awesome segments coming up. So jump on this, Meg.
Okay, first things first when it comes to this whole situation. My prediction, whether right or wrong, it's just a prediction. I'm saying that it's going to be $499 for the standard PS5, $449 for the digital PS5. Regardless of everything that's going on out there, there's $399, there's $299. No, this is what I'm saying. Anyway, just a prediction. Okay, so let's not get nuts.
$299 makes me laugh.
And if Tim Dog's with me, then I'm right. Anyhow, all serious.
$299, like Sony wants to move a couple hundred console? No, not likely.
Listen. If you really want to see sparks fly and you want to see craziness, if they go $440, if they go $549, $499,
oh no, it's game over.
They are gonna get bashed.
It's gonna be a disaster.
Yeah, that would be very bad for them.
Yeah, I don't think that's a not viable option.
No, but you know what? I think
they may come in at $449 on the disc and $399 on the digital, just so they can kind of be a little bit more attractive against the S.
But here's the thing, Noof. If they take a loss, let's just say, okay, they took that loss on 4 million consoles. Let's say, I know that they say that it's been debunked, but let's just say they did. Okay, you think they're going to eat another $100 loss on top of that loss?
Yeah,
I don't think they are, man. I don't think so. But anyway,
PlayStation 3 did lose $200 on each console sold, but
they also didn't lose 4 million right off the bat before they even went for sale.
But there was also I know I've read articles about how the Sony brass does not want to lose money on this console for its shareholders.
No, I don't know. We'll find out. But let me tell you something. Tomorrow, we're going to find out. Okay? But the one thing I'm not going to predict, there's only one prediction. I'm going to save it for the end here. But I got to tell you, instead of predicting what's going to go on tomorrow, I kind of wanted to just get into quickly of what I think they need to do. And, just like I did with Microsoft last month, okay? I gave them shit left, right, and center on prime time on this show, okay? I've got all kinds. I can't help but wondering if Xbox actually listened because everything I bitched about, they did, which is weird. I was just like, was I like the Xbox whisperer for like a week? Anyways, they need to be clear, okay? This is what I'm going to get into, okay? Sony needs to be clear with their message. They need to lay all the cards out on the table, okay? They got to tell everybody exactly what's up. I mean, we've all endured months of wishy-washy bullshit. I want to know exactly what and why I'm giving you my money, okay? Because I plan on getting a PS5 day one. If I can get one, that's a whole other thing. It's Sony's turn now. Microsoft did it. It's Sony's turn. I need to know that the PS4 games that I haven't finished, or in some cases I haven't even started yet, I need to know that they're going to play on the PS5. Confirmed with actual names, titles, and are there going to be tweaks and benefits on the better hardware? Like, for example, I got a quick question for everybody. I mean, it's kind of a hypothetical, but it's still a question. I bought the digital Game of the Year edition of Spider-Man this summer, okay, because it was on sale for like, I don't know, $24 Canadian or whatever. Now, I heard that Miles Morales may actually come packaged with a next-gen treatment of Spider-Man 2016. Now, we know why, if they do that, because they need to justify charging full price for a jacked-up PS4 DLC. But, what about us? What about me? You know what I'm saying? Like, do digital owners of the game who already have it, do I get that same treatment, or are we shit out of luck? That's what I'm asking. Or is Sony going to pull a 505 Studios on us Again, more questions, no answers. I need answers tomorrow. Okay?
Well, I'll tell you this much. I know this much. If you remember Xbox, when they came out with their back compat program, they had a set of games, and then more and more got added to it. And that's what's just got to happen. It's going to happen.
But I mean, we're talking first-party titles. There aren't that many first-party titles. If you think about the big guns.
They could probably get all their big, titles there.
That's what I'm asking. But has anybody answered that question for me?
No, you're right.
No.
They haven't.
And I'm not done, Titan. I got more bitching to do here. Okay? Let me tell you something. I'm not done here. Okay? The other thing is why, now, if this is confirmed, I think it is confirmed. Why, to play my PS4 games on the PS5, why the fuck do I have to use my PS4 controller? So, like, when I go to trade in the console, in the fall, if I decide to go to EB Games to go do this, am I going to have to trade in the console without the controller?
I didn't know that. That's something.
But they're saying you can't play PS4 games with your PS5 controller.
That is correct.
Wow.
That is what I'm hearing. I mean, someone can look it up when they're not talking, but I'm telling you just to confirm what I'm saying, okay? Because I've heard about this.
I think I did read that and forget about it.
How fucking insane is
that?
That is insane.
Now the thing is, my PS4. Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, go on. I love your.
No, I was just gonna say my PS4. I only have one controller because I play all my multiplayer.
No, I understand.
Couch co-op. I got 8. I have 8 Xbox controllers. Okay, I only have one PS4 controller because PS4 I play first-party single-player games. That's all I play. So what am I going to do? I'm going to trade it in. The guy's going to be like, "Where's the controller?" I'll be like, or I'm going to have to give him the controller and buy another one.
Yeah, they won't. Yeah, you have to do that. That's a very good question.
Like, how ridiculous is that?
Yeah. Well, they're saying in the chat, Portal Player points out that you can play PS4 games with the PS5 controller, just not the other way around.
What? So, wait, say that again. Sorry.
Portal Player in the chat says you can play the PlayStation 4 games with the PS5 controller. You just can't go the opposite way. So you can't bring over your controllers.
Okay. Well, you know what? Then that makes a lot more sense. Sorry for yelling, guys.
You ain't even hit the decibels yet.
To be honest,
that makes sense.
Let's be honest, though. Sony, if this was Xbox, we'd be getting ripped apart.
Oh my God, shredded.
Shredded. There is. Absolutely, Sony has so many questions, whether it's from do they have the full slate of RDNA 2, which includes VRS, mesh shaders, and machine language? Do they have, with their backwards compatibility, are they going to have all these games at launch like Xbox, or are you going to have only a couple, or what's the deal? Are you going to have 120 frames per second like Xbox on PC? These are the questions that I have personally.
And those are just here's my thing, and hang with me for a minute here, right? The PlayStation yields are low because of the overclocking to 2.2 gig or whatever it was, right?
2.23.
Yeah, so every time there's something new in the tech world, it inherently comes with bugs, glitches, yada, yada. Things go wrong, okay? Right? There's no debating that. Now let's look at all the new things that PlayStation is doing this generation, okay? There's the SSD. Never before in consoles. Granted, they've been on PC forever, so I'll kind of give them a pass on that. There probably won't be too many, although PlayStation is pushing their SSD to compete with GPUs and CPUs. Apparently, jokes on that. But anyways, we'll see how that plays out. But then you got like the variable clock performances, okay? Also never been done before on the CPU and GPU, which quite frankly seems a bit high risk, low reward, if you ask me. I've listened to Dealer about that and listened.
Well, Xbox actually tried it and they said it sucked.
Yeah, I mean,
they actually tested it. They could have done it. They could have said that they're a 13 teraflop console and did all this, but they basically said it was garbage.
Well, and then
they'd rather go with clock clocks.
Right, because then you got to deal with the cooling issue. Then we got the liquid cooling. Once again, never been done before. We got to make up for the inefficient heat that the console's producing at 2.23 gigahertz. And to paraphrase Mark Cerny, I believe it was paraphrasing. This might be an actual quote. I don't remember the exact words, but he said to squeeze out a few more frames or something like that.
Yeah.
And
sorry, go ahead, brother.
No, I
just
think
found something out.
What?
It is no. I was correct. You cannot use the PS5 DualSense controller with the PS4 because the controller would need to be paired with the PS. Okay, never mind. Sadly, it says that we believe that PS5 games should take advantage of the new capabilities and features we're bringing to the platform, including the features of DualSense wireless controller, the DualShock 4 wireless controller, and PlayStation officially licensed third-party gamepad controllers will work with supported PS4 games.
Right. Well, my take on it is simply is this, and to some degree of fairness in Sony's part, yes. I mean, their controllers have, I mean, compared to where they were, like the DualShock 4 was a pretty damn big leap over the DualShock 3, in my opinion. I mean, they added the audio. I mean, they fixed the thumbsticks. The triggers were way better. I mean, it was a much improved controller. I mean, I'll still never fully like it because I don't like the thumb layout. I like the Xbox thumb, but I mean, overall, I think the consensus, even with the Xbox guys, the PlayStation 4 controller was a huge improvement. This one looks like it takes a lot of the good features. Like they didn't kind of, it is more refined, but they've added a lot more too. Again, they've added improved haptic feedback. They got all this new audio stuff. Of course, more of that, the stuff with like the sensor stuff, the touchpad and everything else. They got a lot of that stuff in there. And I can see how, they're trying to bring features over to those games, and they want people to have that controller because it would be like owning a Nintendo DS back in the day if it didn't have a touchpad on it. You know what I mean? Like certain things. But with saying that, I mean, ultimately, I think at the end of the day, guys, we all know that what the real reason is. Controllers make money for these companies. Xbox obviously was making money on controllers this gen because look how many they freaking made. Sony took a little longer to catch up to them, but Sony started doing that too. We started seeing Sony have a ton of colors and started to throw some designs in on their controllers, to keep making money. Like they started to see, like Xbox is making a shitload of money, and that's how they can sort of take a little bit of loss on this hardware because they're dying and hoping they make it back up on the peripherals. I mean, Sony's got a specialized headset this gen. They got a fucking remote control. They got these new controllers. Like they're going to sell a lot of peripherals with the PS5 to try to make back some of that, that little bit of a loss up front. Xbox will probably do the same, but the difference is they're not forcing you to upgrade. If you want to carry over your collection of controllers, that's amazing. That's definitely a fan-friendly, a gamer-friendly thing. But Sony obviously wants to make money. They want you to buy the new stuff. It is what it is. I mean, it's the market, and that's just the way that those guys play ball. They don't really care. They know they're gonna eat it up anyway. Just like Nintendo guys, they eat up everything Nintendo makes, even though it's wrong for you. It's like the old adamant of smoking. Smoking's bad for you, but there's still millions of people to do it.
Something that Titan was talking about, like some of the stuff that and all these nuances and these new things. Let's be honest. If this was Xbox, they would be absolutely be getting killed. They've been getting their hand holded since January when people were hyping a logo. If you guys remember that,
that was the best news in weeks.
I mean, they hyped up a demo that was multi-plat as exclusive. Any little thing that was with Sony has been completely blown out of proportion. Whereas with Xbox, man, Xbox has been pushing on forward for this whole entire year, and they should get credit
and
for that.
Transparent.
Yeah. And if people don't believe that, Xbox even took heat from fans with the friggin' adaptive controller. I mean, I remember that. There was crowds out there in that even shit on Xbox 4, or made fun of it. And it's like, how can you make fun of a company that finally has the balls to make a controller for people with disabilities? Like, that's only a win-win, and everybody in the industry should be following that trend. It shouldn't be just Microsoft leading the charge. Like, they have big balls. That cost them a lot of friggin' R&D money, I'm sure. And then at the end of the day, they're like, you know what? We might not even sell a bunch of these, but frig it. You know what? It's more important to gain trust with their fan base than just be a corporate douchebag all the time.
Well, I just mentioned transparency. That was another thing. They've been very transparent, and yes, you know what? They've taken the hits. Okay, that's the price you pay for being transparent. Is you take the hits. Whereas the thing is, and we've just discussed this, and we've just proved it over the last 15 minutes, is that if we've got more questions than answers with less than presumably 60 days to the launch of the PS5, that's not a good look.
No.
Okay. When you've got a laundry list, okay, that's like 4 feet long of questions, I don't think they're going to cover that in the what is the presentation tomorrow? 40 minutes?
No, they're not going to cover it. They got the UI. They have to. We've done quick resume for Xbox. Has done quick resume. They showed the UI. Sure. They showed load times.
We know Sony's what's coming forward.
All that.
We know everything. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Tim.
It's honestly, it annoys me, and it's why I go hard on Twitter, because there's definitely, or whatever whatever you want to call it. There's definitely.
Bias.
How many articles, for example, did we see in the last week that basically found a reason to shit on the Series S instead of articles that were going, this is great for the industry. This is great for gamers on a budget. This is great news. No, we saw mostly, it's got a slow hard drive. Oh, it can't compete. Yeah. Oh, like, I bet you it was 20.
You're right. Yeah. You're right. It was all negative. And not to interrupt, but how about the fact? Yeah. How about the fact that, like you said, they got like guys like Jeff Keighley and all these guys that are just championing the Sony brand, and Xbox doesn't have any of that. Like, they don't have a Jeff Keighley. Who's the guy who's the big guy? Like, who's the big popular guy that Xbox has? But yeah, I mean, there's just so much stuff that Xbox has been, talking about and been being transparent. And, still, like, the VRS and the RDNA 2 features, that's a big deal. Yeah. And Sony, like if that was Xbox, they would, Digital Foundry would have demanded an answer from Phil. That's what gets me. It's like there's been a lot of definitely, passes given, and a lot of bullshit that's been going on, and it does aggravate me. They come out with a $299 console that is probably $400 to make, and they're taking $100 loss, and people are just looking to just put down and look to be negative about it. It gets annoying.
Well, since
you're on anything with Sony.
Since 2017, look, guys, Xbox has been hitting on every single cylinder except for one, and we all know what it is. Yes, they need to get some more marquee games out there. There's no question. But I think any one of us, they didn't spend that much money buying all those studios, hiring all that new talent to just come out and make, quote unquote, the Game Pass fodder. They will have those games. They will come out in due time. But boy, when it comes to Microsoft, we know that those guys got to fight 3 times harder than the competition, because everybody's out to hate them for whatever reason. So like I said, no matter how good, let's say Gears 5. Gears 5, in my opinion, was one of the best games in the last couple of years. And they still found reasons to bring that game down. How many games came out with an amazing campaign, fantastic graphics, pushed the old hardware and the new hardware to new limits?
4K 60.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. And still they found reasons to shit on it.
Just brush over it. It's just
it was always something. But then the other games come out with a single player mode. That's it. You do it in 30, 40 hours. You're done. Oh, it's a 9 out of 10, and it's the fucking best thing since sliced bread. And every bandwagon media outlet jumps on it. And I'm just tired of that shit now. It's just it's constant. Like Fable's probably going to come out. You know what? Realistically, it's probably going to be an incredible game. But they're going to find their own reasons to hate on it. It's going to be in that Metacritic low score before it even gets a chance to start rolling, guaranteed. Right?
Yeah, but anyway, I definitely think that there's a lot of bullshit that goes on, and it's good that we have guys like us that actually, are outspoken. Because if we didn't have guys like us and people on Twitter and the community that we have. I don't really know where Xbox would be. I mean, it just seems like you have, we're outnumbered, and the people that are outnumbering us, they don't want the brand to exist. That's a scary thing. They want it to go away.
Just remember, guys, at the end of the day, go buy that console, speak with your wallet, buy your Game Pass subscription, or buy your games. Just go and support them with your wallet. At the end of the day, that is ultimately the thing that matters most above all else. And stop listening. Listen to people you trust in the community, or YouTubers or podcasters or reviewers you actually trust that are aligned with the kind of taste you have. We've said it all along. Stop looking at numbers and judging games, because I'm telling you, if everybody judged Sea of Thieves based on its initial numbers, nobody would have played it. And guess what? That game was one of the most popular games out there today. You know, whether you're a fan or not, you have to call a spade, and it is. People love Sea of Thieves. It has found a niche in the market, so to speak, and there's very few games out there like it. And you at least have to applaud Rare and Microsoft for going out and trying something new, as opposed to the rinse and repeat formula that many companies take today. Microsoft keeps pushing an envelope, and they don't get enough credit for it.
You got to ask yourself this: what reviewer or reviewing company or anyone gives points for the number of copies a game sells? You don't gain or lose the points for how many copies you sell.
Mm-hmm.
Why are we putting, like, it just doesn't make sense. Why do you put so much weight on how many consoles are sold or how many game, like, if you enjoy the game, you enjoy the game. Judge the game by what the game's about, the gameplay, you're having fun, are the graphics good, etc., not how many consoles are sold or how many games have been sold. It drives me nuts.
Well, one of the things that Xbox 2 has that's really good is it definitely has the most variety right now, and you look down the line, it's going to be, you're going to have the best RPGs, you're going to have the best car games, you're going to have the best first-person shooters. There's a lot of things that Xbox does. It doesn't have to do that one thing that Sony does, which Sony does very well. It could do its own thing. I mean, Sony, how many multiplayer games have they had in the last 3 years? How many games does Sony have that are co-op?
Fall Guys.
That's not even a Sony game.
That game's going to come to Xbox, and the one thing that, like I said, I love about the community is that we'll recognize a game like that and say, Sony got a good game like that. We want that too. You know what I mean? It's not like we're going to bash that game. We'll just say, hey, it looks fun, and we want to play it, as opposed to people saying, Sea of Thieves looks stupid. Look at Sea of Thieves is going to hit 15 million players, and to be honest, they're going to do something. That team, Craig Duncan's team, whatever they do next is going to be very interesting, because Sea of Thieves was a really cool game. I mean, I haven't played it much because you have to play it with I've played it, but a while back. But you have to play it with a team, and a team that knows what they're doing.
Oh boy, yeah, big time.
Yeah, but it's a really impressive game if you really think about it.
And the proof's in the pudding. It's apparently good enough to have a damn near carbon copy of the game. With the
I heard about it.
Battle Royale, it's like holy cut and paste Batman.
Yeah. It's like they call it like, oh no, it's not Sea of Thieves, it's called Lake of Thieves.
I swear, I swear, I thought it was Sea of Thieves for the first 30 seconds of that video I saw, and then I was like, well, that water doesn't look as spectacular. Maybe it's just the scene, or maybe it's a low tide or something.
Hey,
and then it slowly came to
imitation.
Me.
Yeah, just beware though, guys. There is a company making the adult version that's XO only, and it's called Seamen of Thieves. So beware for that. Anyway, we're going to come right back to this real quick. Just going to get what everybody really expects tomorrow. We kind of really already talked about the price. So real quick, your price predictions. We'll go around the round table, and then we'll just say what you think you're going to see, what you would at least like to see from tomorrow's show, and then we're going to have the Ask Arnie segment coming up here. Let's catch up with the chat. Infinite is in the house. Triad Fan, Game Genie, Red Raven. Let's go. Freddie Fox. We got Matt RC, Portal Player, Phantom Kraken, Darko's Dreamers, Alex Basha, Easy Money, Game Genie Prime, and by the way, on the fly, I made Crazy Greek Dude a moderator. It's really funny. He booted Supersonic Station. I don't know what Supersonic said, but he must have crawled up somebody's ass.
There's a little bit of spiciness in there.
I thought he was joking.
Joe Dunmore's here. Well, we know Supersonic's been very bitter with Xbox ever since. Apparently, they didn't live up to the VR sort of promise that was done.
Man, he won't let that one go.
No, he's been ever since then. He's been pretty bitter with them. So I don't know if it's fully real or if it's one of those just playing it up. But either which way, I love Supersonic's a good dude. And Game Pass, yeah. So it's just a 300 second time. It's all good, man. It's all good. I made you a mod because you're here, and I appreciate that support, and I appreciate everybody here, whether we agree or disagree. So real quickly, and I'll start with middle-aged game guy, Mr. Mag.
Yeah,
what do you think of the prices are going to be tomorrow? What do you think you will be shown, real quick, and what would you at least like to see?
Well, I'm still standing by it. $499 standard, $449 digital. and they need to show a day one launch titles. Okay. Not what's coming down the road. They've been showing more. Boom said it actually just the other day. I was talking to him, and he says, "You notice how they keep showing Ratchet and Clank, but they're not showing Miles Morales." And I'm like, well, maybe they'll drop the hammer on Wednesday. But I'm like, yeah, it is a little bit odd. We need to know in day one lineup. So I need to see Miles Morales in game. I mean, it's 60 days away, presumably. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's what we need. We need a full day one launch lineup, not third-party stuff, because third-party stuff's going everywhere. Okay, that's what I need. But I do have, and I need to know about the backwards compatibility thing, which I've already mentioned and already bitched about. So I'd like to see that. But I do have one prediction. Okay, this is the only prediction I'm going to make on this thing, is that the PS5 pre-orders will go live before the Xbox date of September 22nd. And I'll give you a quick reason why. Because if you got nothing else, why not sell out before Xbox has a chance to start theirs? Okay, now the only reason why I'm thinking this is strategic. This will take that will take advantage of eager gamers riding the hype train right off a Wednesday show, and they'll jump right into those pre-orders. Okay, and then they'll get some of those people that are eyeballing the Series S and the Series X, or at least the Xbox ecosystem. They're going to jump on it first and get a 6-day lead on Xbox's pre-orders. That's my only prediction. So I think that maybe right after the show, they're going to be like, starting tomorrow, boom, and they're going to go on that, and they're going to do the pre-orders right away.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, Titan. What prices? What do you think we're going to see, and what would you like to see?
Those are very different answers, New.
Yeah, different for him, because I know Titan's the only guy that doesn't have the PlayStation plastic in his house.
That's right. So I mean, we'll get the price.
You can plead the fifth. That's okay.
Now I'm gonna play kind of chill on this one. We'll get the price, $500 and $450. We'll probably get a couple smaller game titles, I would imagine, and I think they'll go in depth about the PlayStation 5. We'll get to see the entire console, and I think they'll go into a little more depth about that. And really, I don't know if there'll be much time for anything else. I mean, Sony, I would agree with Mag, and it would be a good. I always love the mic drop moment where at the end of the whole shebang you say and pre-orders are live now. But Sony literally said they would not start pre-orders without a warning, like at least a week or two. So
good point.
I don't buy that.
Good point.
I still don't buy it.
I mean, yeah, well, I don't buy anything PlayStation sells me. So there you go.
All right, let's hand it over to Beastfire. Tim, Beastfire, where do you think this is going to land tomorrow, brother?
Well, I'm going to have to agree with Titan and middle-aged game guy. $450 for digital, $500 for disc. Be very surprised if they hit $399. I do feel they can. There's an outside chance they do. And if they do, it's gonna be a big thing for them. Disasters if they're $549, $499. The little bad side of me kind of wants that just to see the internet explode.
Will we see the cattle prod on Twitter if that?
I will be ruthless if that's the case. Because otherwise, I'm going to get killed the other way. So that's the one thing I know. Either way, if I'm going to either take it or I'm going to give it. So I think they're going to have Money Hat exclusive Final Fantasy. I think that they're going to show. I think that they're going to show God of War 2. And they're gonna tease it, but they're not gonna show gameplay. They're just gonna show it exists, and
kind of like Fable.
The questions that I have, I doubt are gonna be answered. I don't think that they're gonna talk about their system design or the RDNA 2 stuff. I want to hear about the backwards compatibility. I want to see about the UI. Do they have a quick resume thing like the 4 games Xbox has? Some of the information on that, and I do believe they will have a good show. I think that they're very good at that. One thing that Xbox seems to kind of not do as well as them is kind of get the hype going. Wherever the Xbox seems to always fall on its face somehow. They had a great show. They had a great show, in my opinion. Not to interrupt, Titan,
but go ahead.
they had a great show with the showcase in July, but I mean, it was marred by people being negative about Halo, and if you really look at it for what it was, I think that it was a very good show. But I think they're gonna have a decent show. But it's all gonna come down to that price. If it's $499, $449, that's just gonna be hold serve. And I do think that it's an acknowledgement that the Series X to come in at the same price as the PS5, which is cost cheaper to make and is definitely a lesser, weaker system by a margin. So that's a win. And the 150 from the digital SKU to the 299 is a big gap. So I do think that they're kind of in a hard place. 399 is the sweet spot for sure.
Real quick before you start, Noof, Microsoft did have a good show. I loved their show. I loved their last show.
I gave it a 9.
I gave it like a 9.3. I watched it over and over and over because I thought it was amazing. But it could have been even better if it had even better editing, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Like you edit out the blatant eyesores of it, and then you got an even better show. Like a little bit of editing goes a long way.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like Xbox is like a good author. They write a great book, but somewhere along the line they forgot to hire like an editor, and there's a bunch of errors in there. So it's like, there's a lot of spelling mistakes, and the content is in the right place. But let's get to the chat. Emmanuel A1 drops another $2 in the super chat. Says, "I hope PS5 is $600. I've heard it starts fires." Well, it could be a hot commodity in many more ways than one. This coming holiday season. One, if it's in short supply, and two, if it has any of the past problems that the PlayStation 4 was prone to, like excessive noise and heat. My God, like I was saying to somebody else the other night, man, like the things you take for granted, like I'm running Avengers on my Xbox One X the other night. Can't even hear the damn thing. It's just whisper quiet, man. It's quieter than a queef, but PS4 Pro, like every time you pop a game in that, it's just like jet engines going. You're like, holy, got to put on the headset here, right? So crazy stuff. Free Jack, what's up, brother? Game Genie Prime does $5 in the super chat. I'm with Tim. I just want to troll if it's above $500. Look, here's my prediction. Look, I think the panel is right. I think tomorrow Sony's not going to take any huge gambles here. I think they're fine with at least being on the same page as Microsoft at $499. They're going to come out, go head to head, and see who's got the bigger balls come November. I think there'll be like a moderate drop for $449 US, probably be like $499 or something Canada. Was it? For the digital version, just kind of offsetting that hard drive cost, that sort of stuff. I don't think they will go. I think it'll be a bit of a risk to go down to $399. Plus I think they would sell a lot more units at the $399. Like a lot of fans, I think would go straight for the digital version, but I just don't think Sony wants to bite off that much quite yet. Maybe they will next year, but I think for now they'll just hit the ground with a safe number and see where it lands. As far as games, I think we will see more of Spider-Man, more of the Ratchet and Clank. I definitely think we'll see a few games that are actually running on PlayStation 5 hardware. Me personally, I would love to see more Horizon Zero Dawn, but I don't think that, or not Zero Dawn, but Horizon Forbidden West. I don't think we will see a lot more of that, but I could be wrong. I agree with, I think it was Tim or one of you guys said that maybe we'll see at least God of War teased. That wouldn't throw me off, like Thor's hammer flies to the air or something like that. I just want to hear Kratos be like, "Boy, you're a teenager now. There are no girls here. Just Draugr. Have at her." But yeah, not a very good Kratos impression, guys. But hey, I'm going to do a good impression for you now in a second. It's going to be Arnold, because we are at that time of the night. Like 2 topics in basically, and we're already not hour and a half. I knew this stuff could happen. So let's get into it. We'll get into it now. It is Ask Arnold time of the night. So if you guys have a question for Arnie, drop them in the chat. I'll give the panel a chance to come up with something quick and witty real quick. I don't want this to be too long. We got a couple more topics to get to, and I don't want to keep Tim if he's getting tired, but a couple more topics, and then we got Titan segment in the next generation. And don't forget, guys, toward the end of the show, your chance to gain some points to win some games from Mag with what's the name of the game? Name that game. There you
What's
go.
the name of that game show? Name that game show.
All right. So now it is time for Ask Arnold. Do we have any questions in the chat or anyone on the panel want to fire one real quick?
Sure, I got one for you. Arnie, do you have to overclock your CPU to get up in bed, if you know what I mean?
Listen, Titan, my CPU is always running a lot faster than a T1000. I have the best CPU in the business. There's nobody keeping up there. I don't need variables, and I certainly don't need rapid packed math, or in some cases what I call it, rapid packed ass. I don't need either one of it. I'm Arnold Schwarzenegger. I am the best actor out there in the universe, and I will kick some ass. I'm just going to own everything. I don't need variables. I don't need clock speeds. I just got the most powerful console. I will make one myself if I have to. Let's see here. We got Slow Learner. Ernie, how can I work out my glutes while gaming? It's simple. You get your wife, you bend over with your controller, she brings the dildo down and she just bangs it to you. And that's it. It's done. It's over with. Your glutes will be great.
It's over.
Hey, you need that new Scorpion chair. You guys see that? The Scorpion chair, like the fucking
I did
the
see
PC?
that gaming chair.
Yeah, the gaming chair, like a scorpion, and it curls up. Holy hell! Alrighty, Arnold, if you're a Marvel hero, who would you be? I want to be lean green and a great big green machine. I want to be the Hulk. I want to come out there and I just want to go around in my Arnold voice and be like, smash. Smash! Let's go! Captain America, you're a pipsqueak. Put your shield down. Put the shield down. Arnold, Marvel or DC? Go. Well, we know that Nukem, he really likes DC, but I like the Marvel guys. I've always liked them because they have more guys in weird tights. You got to love Spider-Man and all those guys, and Thor. He's like a macho sissy, but I really like the fact he got fat in the last movie. That was awesome. I love these fat asses. It's so good. Great stuff. There you go. All right. Hey, Ernie, what your impressions of blowing into the new PlayStation 5 controller? I just wanted to tell you right now, guys, as long as this COVID crap is out there, make sure you got your mask on real tight, okay? I don't care what kind of mask you got to wear, but I don't want people to spitting all over the controller. I got a funny feeling we're going to see a news article that's going to say PlayStation 5 causes biggest rise in COVID transmission. We don't need that. Put the controller down. Stop spitting into it. You're going to have kids everywhere just going nuts. Be like, blow this, blow that. Maybe the next snack game you'll be blowing on something. I don't know, what video game character would you dress up for as Halloween? Well, if I could actually shrink myself, I'd dress up as Stallone and go around as Sissy Boy. Come on, let's do it.
You had to go there, didn't you? Everyone that doesn't know, I named my first son Rocky. So
I always loved Dig Sly because he's awesome, but at the same time, we used to be big competitors back in the day, right? So don't want to take the shots at him. I mean, I could take in my Jean-Claude Van Damme. The guy was a never been, never was. He's a has-been. He's washed up. The guy looks like a wrinkled scrotum. I mean, come on. All right. Anyway, that's it, guys. There you go. There's Ask Arnie for this week. Well, unless any of the other panel had a question real quick. I don't know if Tim Dog's got anything witty for Arnie.
I liked it, though. Good impression.
Great stuff. All right. Well, let's move right along. We got a few more articles to get into here before we basically wrap up the show here tonight. Well, let's talk about, since we were coming off of the PlayStation stuff, did any guys see the new PlayStation 5 trailer today? Game Informer says it's epic. I had a completely different impression of it. How'd you guys feel about PlayStation's commercial? Did it make you want to go out and, buy this next level console? Anyone?
What was the one with the
fishing boat?
Yeah, it was all right. I thought it was pretty cool. It's okay.
But where's the gameplay? But where's the gameplay?
All right. Anybody want to talk about the boat commercial?
Nah.
Well, thank God it didn't have the Titanic, because I thought that commercial was sinking, man.
Yeah, no, it didn't move the meter for me at all. No, I gotta see like actual gameplay of something that's tangible that I'm actually gonna play. So I'm just like, okay. I mean, I know they're cute and they're like, oh, that's pretty cool, but that doesn't do anything for me.
I had a slight issue with it because I was on a submarine for 5 years of my life, and at the very end, when all the things go through the wall, there's a submarine,
submarine and a whale, and
submarines like on the right next to a little boat.
So a submarine, a whale, crap gamer. Just kidding, crap. Just kidding. I thought the commercial, it looked cool, but didn't really. Okay, what's this PlayStation 5 about? Like it felt like it was a movie trailer commercial for some weird, wacky fantasy movie. I wasn't really getting what they were trying to do. I mean, obviously, I think a lot of it had to do with going to new worlds because of that, the solid state hard drive, that sort of stuff. But I wasn't really digging it. It would have been a lot funnier if they had something like our controller, new haptic feedback, and somebody going, vibrating out of a chair or some fucking thing like that. That'd be funny.
Yeah, they didn't show off anything that the new console can do. They didn't go into anything like that. And they could have come up with all kinds of creative ways to show that off. And they
didn't even show the console at the end. I don't think.
Yeah.
A picture.
I don't remember seeing it.
Most times you see the picture, right? And there's some sort of price or something, but nothing. So most people are like, PlayStation 5, and they're like, what does this even look like? Because if you're not a gamer and you're not following this social circle, you're like, what the fuck is that?
What it reminds me of, remember when the Series X first debuted, kind of surprisingly, I don't remember what show it was, but no one was expecting it, and it was with the water and everything. Like, that was so much cooler than this one, I thought.
Yeah. Well, like I said, it was going to be a quick and easy topic. There's not much to say about it. Sounds like Tim Dog wasn't overly impressed, as was neither Mag or Titan. So there you go. And it's not because we're not fans of PlayStation that don't approve, but hey, some guys will hit and miss. Hey, we talked about that stupid Game Pass song at the start of the show, and that was pretty goddamn awful. So,
well, I was the only one that didn't like it.
I didn't like it. I thought it was corny as heck, but hell, I'll probably remember it. That's the problem, right? Oh man. Yeah. So let's get on to some more stuff. Well, Tony Hawk Pro Skater selling over 1 million copies. That's kind of good news. A little bit of positivity here today. So, how did anybody play it? How do you feel about it? Are you glad to see, like I said, the remaster or remake train keeps on rolling?
You know what? As long as they make them good, doesn't matter. Like I got my sights set because I've been watching. My eyeballs have been fixed on Mafia Definitive Edition. I already got it prepaid, and it's ready to go. I got to wait till another week and a half. And Tony Hawk, I'm waiting till Black Friday because I got so much stuff that's coming up. So I want to play it on the Series X so I can get everything. I can get all the bells and whistles in there. So I'm gonna wait till then. But man, that's really good news that it's sold over 1 million copies. Isn't that the best that they've done? Is that what I've heard or what I read correctly?
I didn't catch that side of things, but
yeah, I think it was like one of their best sellers of the in the series. And I'm like, wow, that's fantastic news because then at least maybe they'll revisit it this next gen coming,
right?
And then imagine making one for, let's say, for the Series X, PS5, and PC. Man, that would be amazing, right? So this is good, and hopefully. They learn from this and say, hey, we made an awesome game. Let's make another awesome game. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I'm excited. I'm super happy about it.
Well, I think it's great. Go ahead, Titan.
It sure seems like remasters and remakes are really in the zone right now. I mean, there's just been good remaster after good remaster. There's been so much positivity about remasters lately. It's just it's better to have a remaster right now than it is a new game. And it's the perfect time right before the holiday season.
Yeah. Indeed. Well, like I said, I think it's good. I mean, obviously, there's a reason why so many of these games, because the industry's following the trends. They know that. They know that nostalgia sells. I mean, almost anything that holds a place in gamers' hearts from 10 to 20 years ago is almost like an immediate hit, especially if it's done well. And then, and it's Tony Hawk. He's fallen on hard times, at least in terms of the games, kind of went downhill. And, those games are kind of, you can't miss games that people know and beloved. They were on several consoles. Everybody has their favorite version. Basically, they stay true to form. So I'm glad to see that it is doing well. And I think for a lot of these companies, it's a great moneymaker. It's a great offset for perhaps slow slow parts of the year or little bits of lull helps make up a little bit of revenue. And again, revenue for anybody is good. That also means more games in the long haul. So at the end of the day, you speak with your wallet. If you don't like it, you don't buy it, or you wait for again a sale, whatever. But I think it's good. Like I said, it's not really much news, but it is great to see that it came out with success. And Mario comes out in 3 days. There's been a lot of hoopla about that. We talked about that last week. I am one of those suckers.
Don't do it.
Yeah, I've already pre-ordered it.
Phantom said no.
We spoke about this.
I can't help it.
I can't help it.
I can't help it. It's like drugs. I need Mario. Tim, how about you, man?
For what, Mario?
Well, yeah, both. Are you actually getting the Mario, or I don't even know if you got a Switch. I can't remember.
I do have a Switch. I do have a Switch, but probably not.
Probably not.
Tony Hawk, I'll definitely probably get when it goes on sale.
Just curious though, Tim, how do you feel about what Nintendo did there, though? The whole limited thing. Are you on board with that, or do you think that's just another ploy like they pulled with the NES Classic? Like, because I've seen a couple of fans come to the defense, and then I've seen a lot of the industry people really said like Nintendo's a little bit low, bro.
What do they exactly do with what are you talking about? Limiting the
they're gonna limit the limited quantities after March. You're pulling it, you won't be able to get it digitally or physically, so it has a limited release. And I've already heard an article according to some of the retailers that ordered quantity that they were basically short shipped. They can't even meet demand for it. It was kind of popped on them last minute, and then they're not even getting enough copies. Again, I suspect it's going to be very similar to that whole NES Classic situation where they choked the market. So by the time, March comes and they put out their final warning, this game is coming down, like people are going to be scrambling. Scalpers are already, I think it's like Amazon, they're already charging like 200 and something bucks. I mean, the game's not even out yet, and somehow they're up for sale for $200, $300, and it's going to get worse.
Yeah, I think Nintendo gets away with a lot. I think that we talk about Sony getting a free pass. The ultimate free pass is to Sony. They seem to be able to do whatever they want.
You mean Nintendo?
I mean Nintendo. Yeah, the Nintendo seems to be able to do what they want. So, yeah, I think it's a little bit grimy if what you're saying is true. Trying to drum up demand by limiting, and I wouldn't put it past them, to be honest. Because, like I said, they seem to be able to do what they want, and to be honest, I'm like all of us probably. I still like Nintendo, even though they do. They're just for some reason, they're kind of lovable in a way, like and they're not perfect, and they do shady things. It's just like, we just don't hold them up to that same regard, I guess, or that same level for some reason, whatever reason it is.
They hold that special place in our heart, and that special place is getting old for me. It's falling apart, personally.
What's up, Dave Folker and King Thrash Gaming? Welcome to the podcast. Glad you be here. Look, bottom line, I'm buying it, but I'm only getting it because it's portable. If this was a home console and it was just a remake on a cartridge for us, just to say a home console, I probably wouldn't bother. It's the fact that I could take those games on the go, much like the fact that I might even buy the Xbox Game Pass Ultimate just for Xcloud so I can play my games on the go. So hopefully you can see my reasoning behind it. I'm a little disappointed, most of all. Not only is it limited release, but I'm disappointed at the fact that they didn't really do anything with any of the games. They're just basically up-res versions of the old games. So no very little work required on Nintendo's part other than just slap them on one collection and call it a day. So I think that kind of sucks. I remember when Mario All-Stars came out of Super Nintendo, though, they actually upgraded the graphics on all the games.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. Like the original Mario had like almost like Super Mario World graphics. I thought that was decent.
Yeah,
but same game, right?
Yeah, but they're not doing anything to this, are they?
No, nothing at all.
Nothing.
Same N64 version. All the versions are the same. So, yeah, but hey, it is what it is. Nintendo trash kids games. Juan Castillo, what's going on, brother? Thanks for being here. But anyway, I didn't want to get off topic on that. Let's get into Titan's segment of the night. Titan.
All right, everyone. My segment is I call it In the Next Generation, and it's my gaming twist on the old Conan O'Brien skit in the year 2000. So if you remember that, this will ring some bells for you. So here we go. In the next generation. In the next generation, straws become outlawed altogether. and become contraband and the new form for currency. And Sony sells more consoles. And in the next generation, Mag rebrands himself as Rag, the really aged game guy. And Sony still sells more consoles. In the next generation, the cause of the California wildfires is uncovered to be from a PS5 dev kit that leaked its liquid metal. And Sony still sells more consoles. In the next generation, E3 returns, and Tim Dog is caught on camera with his eyes closed once again. Memes ensue, and somehow leads to Sony selling more consoles. In the next generation, Arnie himself better beware of Sony's liquid metal, while Sony still sells more consoles. In the next generation, PlayStation can't compete with Xbox pricing, so they gold plate all PS5s. And PlayStation still sells more consoles. And in the next generation, Sony goes bankrupt from taking such heavy losses on the PS5, but at least, hey, Sony sold more consoles. And that's all I got for this week, everyone. Thank you very much.
Nice. Poor old Tim Dog's over here. My earwax is gone.
I like it.
Awesome stuff, man. Good stuff. All right, good. So this one, and Tim Dog might want to start in on this one. I don't know so much about it. I kind of caught wind of it. Is this guy? I think the guy's name is Jeff Grubb. Is that correct? Jeff Grubb?
Yeah.
Something about Microsoft looking to make a major purchase that isn't an acquisition, meaning not a studio. Why do you think might be up here? Tim, I'm pretty sure you probably spoke about that already or can weigh in on this one.
Yeah, I'll weigh in on it, and then I'm probably going to get out of here. Sure. It was a great show. Awesome, funny stuff. Great cast, and I had a really good time. All right, so with Jeffrey Grubb, he's originally he was reporting on Bungie, which I had also heard the rumor. They were going back and forth about being acquired, but supposedly Bungie's asking price was like literally two times what Xbox I think was offering. So it was like way out of whack. Yeah, it was a lot of money. So I do think that Xbox is exploring ways to kind of make up for that Halo that the launch, because they were counting on Halo to be their thing, and I believe it's going to probably be a third party. They say it's not an acquisition, or he said it was, but it could be either Game Pass or something, or a third party. I'm thinking it's going to be like Valhalla day one on Game Pass on launch, or Watch Dogs day one on launch in Game Pass.
Interesting.
So, I think Xbox definitely has a couple of things up their sleeve, and to be rightfully so. Let's be honest, Halo. I think we all were wishing that we had Halo. It would have been awesome, but it didn't happen, and they should make it. They should make up for it somehow, in my opinion.
Right.
Well, with that, I'm just gonna get going, guys. I gotta go to work tomorrow, and it was a lot of fun. And we will definitely do this again. Maybe a day where I don't have work the next day or whatever, and I can stay the full show, and we can definitely do
brother,
this over again.
We appreciate you anytime, but the fact that you already did an RDX, you stayed for most of this show, and you got to work, bro. We appreciate it. I know everybody who came out tonight.
It was fun.
Super happy to be here. So where can people find you, Tim Dodd, before you get out of here? Let people know where to check out your stuff, bro.
You can find me on Twitter, Xcloud Tim Dog. Just hit me up. And I will. I'm open to following anybody, so just hit me up if you want to be followed.
Yeah, he even follows me, so
for a long time. But it's been a really good experience, and I'll be back.
Right on. See you, Tim.
All right, brother.
Nice, Tim. Take care, man. We'll catch you soon.
Good night.
The legend.
The legend, Xcloud Tim Dog. Glad he could be here, guys. I'm sure we'll have him back in the future, and hopefully at a better time when he can stick around. But hey, he was here for most of the show. Well, let's get into Meg's segment of the night, and basically we'll soon pretty much get out of here. Let's give a shout out quickly to the chat. Back from the dead, dropping by here. What's going on, brother? Glad you can be here. Red Raven 96. Spider-Man is still hanging out with us. Crazy Greek Dude, Phantom Kraken, Game Genie Prime, Slow Learner. Welcome to the podcast. Glad you can be here, guys. Anybody who is a first timer to the podcast, make sure that you leave your name down at the bottom. Say first timer, because we're glad you could be here, and we definitely appreciate your support and hope that you come back to check out the show again. Free Jack still hanging out with my Alberta brother. What's going on, man? Glad he could be here as well. And Free Jack, dude, hit me up soon, bro. We got to hang out. It's been too long. Alex Basha, what's happening, brother? Glad you could be here as well. All right, so let's get to it. Middle-aged game guy. Drop it, baby.
Live from Studio 69 in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, welcome to Name That Game. And here is your host, Tony Baloney. Yes, it's Tony Baloney here right now. It's Tony Baloney. Oh, my God, I can't believe it. Tim Dog just walked out the door, and then we got Titan here. We got Noof Nukem here. Oh, turn down the music. Turn down the music. Everybody sit down. Everybody sit down and calm down. Everybody sit down and calm down. Okay, I am your host, as always, on Name That Game. I am Tony Baloney. And today, what we are going to be doing, the rules of this game are very simple. I will describe a game very badly from any generation, and you simply must name that game. Now, the first question, anybody in the panel or the chat can chime in at any time. But the real challenge is this. When I give the real question, it will be reserved for the chat only. And whoever in the chat is the first to get it correctly, out of the 10 weeks that I will be doing this, whoever gets the most correct over the 10-week period will get any game of your choice, standard edition, from me. Can you believe it? Isn't that a fantastic idea? So,
I don't believe it.
Yes, it's unbelievable. So let's get right down into our first warm-up riddle. Name that game. My wife died, so I went for a walk. Name that game.
My wife.
Where's Dreadpool at when you need him? He was here earlier, was he not? Dreadpool?
Dreadpool's been permanently banned.
My wife died, so I went for a walk. Oh, I think I got it. Oh, yep. Phantom said my guess.
Well, you can answer it.
Dixon. Timothy Dixon said Alan Wake.
Oh, that is totally incorrect. Ridiculous.
Oh, I was with you, Dixon.
Don't forget, I'm describing this very badly. That's it. Crazy Greek Dude has got it. It was God of War. It was God of War. My wife died, so I went for a walk. Okay, now, everybody pay attention. This is the one that's going to get their name down for Name That Game. Name that game. Wandering around with some girl. Turns out she likes to eat box. Name that game.
What?
Wandering around with some... Wandering around with some girl. Turns out she likes to eat box. Name that game. Holy shit, Emmanuel A1 has got it. It was actually The Last of Us.
Wow. Emmanuel A1, you get a point, brother.
I broke character twice because I couldn't get it.
Oh god,
I couldn't get it out of my system.
Man,
I thought of that while I was eating dinner, and I almost spit my food out.
That was a good one. That was a great one. Wow, Manuel's onto that shit real quick.
Oh man, okay.
He knows all the box eaters out there.
Okay, so it's Emmanuel A1. I'm writing you down. September 15th. You have one tick.
Oh god.
So what's going to happen is at the end of the 10-week period, this is week 4. Week 5 is next week. So what's going to happen is we're going to keep on going. So you got to show up every single week. You got to be able to get the answer right. And whoever gets it right, by the end of the 10-week period, I will buy you any game for any system, standard edition, of course, of your choice. So thank you very much, guys, for Name That Game.
Yeah, it's very close right now. Dreadpool's got the 2. Who's the other one's got the points? Obviously, Manuel.
I think Joe Dunmore's got
Joe
one.
Dunmore's got 1, and there's somebody else.
I got here. Dreadpool's got 2. Joe Dunmore's got 1. Ronan Samurai's 47's got 1. And Emmanuel A1 now has 1.
Oh
so
my
God, you're all in the race, guys. And there's what, 5 weeks to go?
There's 5 weeks to go.
There you go. Good stuff. I love it, man. This was one hell of a show tonight. Any final topics or thoughts from the panel before we kind of wrap things up here, guys? Anybody? No, we're all good. Everybody's kind of like tired, tuckered out. The energy
blew my load already.
Yeah, that was awesome, man. That was great tonight. That was fucking fantastic. Having Tim Dog was great. I think it was the longest in gaming after dark history that we kind of went basically 2 topics and went through almost like 60% of the show, 70%. So it's good. I knew everybody would have some great points on that whole stuff. And the chat again, Froggy T. Wright, what's going on, brother? Meant to give you a shout out earlier. Glad you could be here. Psychonauts with us again. You guys are fantastic. Sean Carpenter, glad you could be here. We have some new people in here tonight. I think we saw a couple of in the chat said first timers here. Was that Phantom Kraken? First time in here. Matt Bradley. What's going on, guys? Appreciate it. Hope that you guys will come back. We didn't scare you off too much tonight. Timothy Dixon still hanging out with us. Spider-Man, Fugly, Alex Basha. You guys are fantastic. We really mean it from the bottom of our hearts. You guys are awesome. It's the reason we do this shit each and every week because we love it. We have fun with it. We don't take shit too seriously. Like I put out on Twitter, it's all good fun. We're all gamers at the end of the day, man. Whether you own all the consoles, you just own one. As long as you're having fun, guys, and keeping it real, that's what it's all about. So we're going to, without any further ado, we are going to get the hell out of here and wrap shit up. Let's start with my co-host. I know what, give a big shout out to Primal Eve. You know, like she left her show, but you know what? She's not here, but she's not forgotten. We love her. We hope that she'll come back. So guys, if you ever talk to Primal Eve through Twitter, encourage her to come back on the panel. She's welcome anytime. She can come back full time or she can come back part time, but I'd love to get her back on, man. We miss her. Dread, there's Dread. I thought he had taken off, but he is back with the cheers, beers, and heart. He still leads. He's got 2 points in Name That Game. Good stuff, Dreadpool. Yeah, his first week he was on fire. We were like, man, Dread might just walk away with this fucking thing, but there you go. So let's get over to my amazing co-host, Meg, brother. You've been in this community now, well, for a long time, but in a podcast game for a short while. And the love is incredible, man. You are making big impressions. We are very happy to have you on this panel. Keep going, man. Keep it going and let people know where they can find you and check out all your awesome stuff, dude.
Thank you very much. And I have absolutely zero intention of ever stopping. So let's keep the freight train going. You can find me on Twitter at the Middle Age Game Guy. That's with a GY at the end. You can find me on Xbox at DEDMEAT1. That is Dead Meat 1, all capital letters, all one word. On the PlayStation side of things, you can find me, I am the Mag, all capitals, one word, because I don't know how to be quiet. And yeah, that's it for now. But you can also find me every Monday evening, 8 p.m. on Primetime Gaming with, of course, Mr. Boomstick XL and friends. And you can find me right here every Tuesday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with these 2 fine gents for Gaming After Dark. So everybody, thank you for coming out. Thank you for the support. Thank you, Noof. Thank you, Titan. And everybody have a great week, and we'll see you next week.
And our next co-host is always kicking ass and taking names on Call of Duty. It's the man himself, Mr. Titan Drago, baby. Where can people find you?
Everything at Titan Drago, everybody. I'll probably unlock my YouTube channel randomly, and I'll tweet it out when I do, just because I can't keep it out there. You know, it's been shut down for a while now. I do want to keep it alive, and I can't keep it open for long. But I'm curious to see how much people still want to see my content and if they want to see anything new. But it's been a great night. We had the legend Beastfire Tim Dog himself.
Yes.
Noof and Mag, and I'm telling you, man, Mag's gonna blow up around here. I have a sense of that. I have a good sense of people and community and stuff. Yeah. And I would suggest to you, Mag, getting some content on YouTube. Okay, I would suggest looking into that and looking towards that. That's something towards the future. But build up your following and stuff, and that's where you want to go. And yeah, freaking Beastfire Tim Dog did 3.75 hours of podcasting straight, and you got to respect
guy.
Yep.
But other than that, be like Crazy Greek Dude, okay? Because not only can this dude play the hell out of Rocket League, he is a consistent viewer and always brings the common back to sense, and he is my
There you
Coming
go.
back to Sense winner for this week.
Nice. Forgot about that. Crazy Greek Dude is the Coming Back to Sense winner. I love it. I love this. I love this panel. There's a lot of chemistry here. We have a lot of fun. Can't you tell? And when you're having fun, our chat is having fun. People stick around. I love it. This is great. So awesome. So we had over 50 people at one point tonight, and having Beastfire was amazing. It took a long time to get him here, but glad he could take some time out of his schedule. And I think he actually enjoyed himself here, but you could tell he was starting to wind down. So, I'm going to wind down here as well and wrap shit up. Big Mouth Noof. Anyway, you guys know where to find me. Always in the gutter. Back here again next week. And as far as community game night, guys, I will definitely try to run it this Saturday night at its usual time, which is, I do believe it's 8 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Mountain Time. That'd be 7 p.m. Central for all you people. I think that's like 1 a.m. in the morning if you happen to be in the UK. So, guys, so check it out. All you have to do, to get involved in the community game, as if you're wondering, most of the time they're on Xbox. So add me, Noof Nukem. Send me a like, send me a message, whatever. Just say hello. I'll add you as a friend. I start up the party. I fire up the game. Once you see me online, you just got to jump into the party. It's usually open. That means you want in, and we get as many people in as we can. And Call of Duty is great because they do great private matches, and you can get lots of people into the matches. It's fantastic. It's fun. It's fast. It's awesome. We have a good time, and I'm looking to do Modern Warfare. I'll try it this weekend since last week didn't work. So probably Saturday night, Modern Warfare, guys, community game night. Be there. Should be a fantastic time. And yes, Arnold can bid you adieu before we go. You guys know where to find me, but Arnold, people know where you can find you. I'm always at the neighbor's house. I'm with the maid. There you go. So Arnold's always looking for a new maid. There you go, because he's got it made, and he says goodbye. Everybody, just wanted to tell you guys, make sure that you take care of yourself, eat well, eat healthy, make sure that you get your exercise, your vitamins, all that stuff, get an ample aptitude of lots of sex. Your sex is really good for your cardio, all that stuff, and work on your acting lessons and all that stuff so you can get the one-liners down. It's very important. That's how you do it. I want to wish you all the best, and we'll see you on the next show. There you go, guys. There's Arnold. And Fall Guys would be fun. We'll have to do that sometime. And we do community game nights on PlayStation as well. Don't forget, it's been a while, but I'll try to get that one going pretty soon as well. So catch you guys later. We'll see you next week. Take care.
Salute.